Are you wondering what is the best vegetable of them all? Is it broccoli, maybe kale, or cauliflower? And yes, there was a Dragon Ball reference. Let's rank them all in the ultimate popular vegetable tier list from a nutritionist and health bestseller perspective. Now, if you like this type of video, please consider subscribing because there are 16 of them on the pipeline and more to come. Let's have a look at the rules of the challenge. Now, each food will count as organic and very high quality, so we're not going to consider pollution or toxins. Now, the values I'm going to give you are for 100 grams of the food, which is the equivalent of 3.5 ounces, and we will count the vegetable as raw vegetable. Now let's see what we're going to get it with. So we're going to count the macronutrients. These are the protein, carbs, and fat. Then we're going to count the micronutrients. These are the vitamins and minerals of the food. Then we're going to consider their ORAC. What's the ORAC? Well, the ORAC is essentially the power level of the food in protecting you against free radical damage. And this is really good. You're going to see one of them be over 9,000. Really, really exciting. And then finally, I'm going to tell you about the superpowers. These are the nutrients that they have inside that can protect you and they make you so much better. Now, let's go to vegetables in general, okay? So vegetables in general are largely made by water plus carbohydrates. And most vegetables, or the fruit, but it's vegetables, is between 20 and 40 kilocalories every 100 grams. And I will let you know when one of them is a bit different. Now, most vegetables, they will give you a good profile of vitamins and minerals in general. And finally, all the organic vegetables are very, very good or even great. So therefore, to have a tier list which is not everything in A or B tier, I will be very, very harsh. And you will see my favorite one is number 4, but unfortunately, ... All right, let's now see which one shall reign supreme. I will put these 10 popular vegetables in a contest to see which one is going to score the highest one, and the one who's going to win is going to proceed to the Champions League. Let's begin with cauliflower. So cauliflowers, they have around 25 kilocalories every 100 grams, which is on average good. They have 2 grams of fiber, very good level of vitamin B5, very good level of vitamin B6. Now, their ORAC is 870, which is, to be fair, to be a vegetable, not that great. It's not bad, but not that great either. Now, cauliflower are a member of the Brassica family, or also known as cruciferous vegetable, like broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and so on and forth. Now, what is their superpower? Well, they have excellent source of level of vitamin C, okay? They help the immune system. They have good levels of vitamin K, but not as good as number 6. They help with the protection of the bones and coagulation. They have really, really good level of folate, which protects your DNA, B6 and B5 also. So that's actually really, really good. Now, one of the special power, this is like a Genki Dama for them, is the amount of choline, okay? Choline is an essential nutrient that is a key to your brain and nervous system function. Why? Because essentially it protects your brain, okay? So it helps you with the memory, it helps you to remember things in a better way, it helps you to think in a better way. So where are we putting this one here? Well, it will easily go into low A tier. Why? Because the calories are in line with all the other like vegetables. There is good fiber, good B vitamins. Choline helps you really, your body to regulate your mood, memory, and you really need to make the membrane around your cells. So this is easily low A tier. Next one, we have spinach, and spinach has 23 kilocalories, 2.2 grams of fiber, which is fairly good. It does have a really good level of beta carotene, which is the vegetarian form of vitamin A, and excellent levels of folate. Their ORAC is 1,553, which is really good. Now, when it comes to the superpowers of spinach, well, it does have excellent levels of vitamin A, excellent levels of vitamin C, K, iron, calcium, and folate, plus amazing antioxidant. So we're gonna score really well. Now, where are they shining? Okay, so essentially, they really shine in eye health. Why? Because essentially, your eyes will get damaged from free radicals, problems with the circulation, radiation. Right now I'm looking at my screen, like the radiation are hurting my eyes, but there are antioxidants in my eyes which are going to protect me. Now, spinach have incredible levels of these antioxidants, which is really good, and they have really great level of vitamin A, actually beta carotene, but this is needed to see. Why? Because vitamin A is a precursor of another protein called rhodopsin. This is basically what helps you to see at night. Essentially, when your vitamin A goes low, you're going to have night blindness. You're not going to be able to see in low light. It's really interesting. Now, where are we putting them? They are great calories, good fiber, they have the best folate, so folic acid of all of them, great beta-carotene, they support your eyes, they have good iron, especially when you have them with something that contains vitamin C. Imagine like some squeezed lemon juice, so they easily go into low A tier. Are they better than cauliflower? I'm gonna put them below for now, maybe I will think about that later. Next in our list we have bell peppers, and specifically red bell peppers. 26 kilocalories, that's good, slightly higher carbs than normal, and they have very good levels of vitamin C, 148 milligrams, which is essentially more than ×2 in oranges and more than almost ×2 kiwis. So it's really, really good. If you did watch the video on the fruits, you will see that the kiwis are better than oranges with that. Now, their ORAC is 935, which is fairly good. It's not super impressive for vegetables, but it's also fairly good. Now, what's their superpower? Well, they are high in vitamin C, so essentially they're going to give you like a good amount of nutrients. They will protect you, they will boost your immune system, so they do their job really, really nicely. Also, they also give you like very good antioxidant in the form of lycopene, which is the main one you see in tomatoes, beta-carotene, lutein, zeaxanthin. These are all useful for your eyes. So overall, very good fruit. Very good vegetables, to be fair, but they are also nightshades. Okay, that's important thing to remember. Now, nightshades are a group of vegetables, a group of nutrients, I would say, that they contain something called solanine, which is an alkaloid, and essentially it's what the plant puts outside to protect itself from insects. But when you eat it, most humans, they can digest it in an easy way, but some people, they have a lot of digestive issues. You're gonna have gas, you're gonna have pain, and so on and forth. Normally, when you cook it, the amount of solanine will go down and the problem will be less. But some people are very, very sensitive to nightshades. Now, where are you gonna put it? It does have an average ORAC, decent values, a bit more carb than the other, best vitamin C of them all, better than oranges and kiwi, but it's a nightshade, so it can give digestive issues. I think low B tier is very fair. Next is broccoli, my favorite one. Calories 34, really good. Dietary fiber, really, really good. Excellent levels of vitamin K and excellent levels of lutein plus zeaxanthin, which are good antioxidant for your eyes. Their ORAC is 1,640. Very happy with that. Good score. They do have good antioxidant, and later I will tell you more about that. Good levels of vitamin K, again, to support your bones and coagulation. More vitamin C than orange, but less than kiwi. And if you want to watch the fruit video to understand more about vitamin C, and they give you good eye protections. Now, the good thing about this is they contain something called isothiocyanates, which essentially they protect you from the big C. I'm not going to say the word, but it's the bad disease that starts with C. Okay. Now, in broccoli and all the cruciferous vegetable, but specifically nice in broccoli, there is a compound called sulforaphane that helps and treat. It's so incredible. Prevention and treatment of various forms of big C, including the prostate one, the breast one, the colon one, the skin, the urinary bladder, the oral one. Really, really powerful. Why? Because essentially, broccoli can protect the sulforaphane in broccoli can protect essentially your DNA from mutation. And you know, to go to the big C, you need several mutations in a cell. So really, really, really good. So where are you going to put it? Good calories, plenty of nutrients, good ORAC, sulforaphane, which is possibly one of the strongest antioxidants of them all. It protects you against mutation. This is easily low S tier. There is zero doubt about it. Next one is going to shock you, artichokes. So artichokes, they have 51 kilocalories, which is higher than what most of the other one, but they do have really, really good levels of fiber, excellent levels of vitamin B3, probably the best one of the lot, but have a look at their ORAC, 6,464, 6464. And this is when they are raw. If you cook them, this is what happens. It's going to go over 9,000. And I had to put Vegeta in here, saying over 9,000. Now, what's the superpowers? They're extremely high in fiber. They're really, really good to lower your cholesterol. And this kind of fiber is called inulin, which is a really, really good prebiotic that supports your digestive tract. It supports your immune system. It feeds your good bacteria. Amazing, amazing stuff. Plus, they contain 3 incredible antioxidants, luteolin, cynarin, and chlorogenic acid. How do they work? I'm going to repeat the same thing I explained when I was explaining the fruit one. Okay, so this is like, imagine that this is a cell of your body. And this is like an angry free radical which wants to take the golden orange part around that. So it's gonna go there, it wants to take it, but our body contains antioxidants, and the more you eat them from the fruit and vegetables, the more protection you're going to have, keeping the free radical away, protecting your cells. So where are we going to put this? To my surprise, and I was not expecting this, like, it's a real beast when it comes to ORAC, especially when cooked. It does have free super antioxidant, amazing fiber for regularity and immunity, and a bit more calories. So it's gonna go into low S tier with a case of being mid S tier. And unfortunately, it beats my broccoli, but not terribly, so I'm still happy. Next, courgette or zucchini, depending where you are in the world. Now this one's here, 16 kilocalories, which is lower than most. It does have good levels of potassium, decent levels of vitamin B6. Their ORAC though is fairly pathetic, 180, not really great. The superpowers is, well, they do have good vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, and vitamin K, but really nothing spectacular. So what's gonna happen here? They have lower calories, good amount of water, but everything else is just average. And sorry, courgettes, I cannot put you higher than high C tier. And I know I'm being mean, but I mean, what can we do? We need to grade them, right? Now, next one is asparagus, 20 kilocalories, good levels of dietary fiber, good levels of vitamin B6, so I'm okay with that. ORAC 2252. This is really good. Good protection against antioxidant, and asparagus, they give you really nice dietary fiber. Why is this useful? Because dietary fiber helps you with regularity. Why? Because it's gonna soften the stool when combined also with water, and it can help you to go to the toilet in an easier way. Now again, the best source, the best fiber in asparagus is called inulin, which also supports your healthy bacteria, which is good because it's gonna support also your immune system and everything. So I'm very happy with that. But about 40% of people, they will, I think everyone gets this, but only 40% of people can smell it. So in asparagus, there is a molecule called asparagusic acid, which can make your pee smell. So I believe every pee would smell after asparagus, but only 40% of the human population, as far as we know, will be able to actually smell that. So you may like eat asparagus and don't smell anything, that's okay too, but most people will smell it. So where do we put it? Good calories, good overall, great source of fiber. It supports the regularity plus the immune system, and it's really good for hay fever, so it can actually lower the response of hay fever. It makes your pee smell, I would say high B tier is fair. Next one, very famous one, probably the most famous one on Instagram, kale. 20 kilocalories, really good fiber. 4.1 is really good. Excellent levels of beta carotene and the best amount of vitamin K of them all. ORAC 1778, really good. Now kale is another member of the cruciferous vegetable or brassica family, and it's low in fat, high in fiber, and I mean, unless you have some issues that I'm gonna cover in a moment, it's normally a very good addition for everything. Now, another beautiful thing about kale, it does have amazing calcium content, which is super bioavailable, much more bioavailable than dairy, by the way, okay? It does have amazing vitamin K content, which is also really good. And remember, the combination of vitamin D, vitamin K, and calcium keeps the calcium in your bone and out of your blood vessel, making your bone strong and making your heart health better. Now, they also contain something called indole-free carbinol or I3C. This is going to support your liver in an incredible way. It helps to detoxify the hormones. It helps with all of the conditions like PMS, PMT, PCOS, all of these like condition with hormones. And it also helps with pollution, drinking, really good. But like all the cruciferous vegetable, it's a goitrogen, okay? So broccoli, kale, and cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all of these are considered to be goitrogens. What's the problem with goitrogen? They can reduce your thyroid ability to produce hormones that your body needs to function. So it can slow down the thyroid, okay? Most cruciferous vegetables have this problem here. But normally, you don't consider this to be a problem because when you cook them, basically you destroy all of the problems that we're gonna face in here. But when you have them raw it can be a problem if you eat a lot of them. Now, doesn't mean if you eat 2 handfuls of kale every single day, you're going to have this problem here. Probably not, unless you have already thyroid-related issues. But as a general rule, if you can cook them, and they're not going to be as great in terms of their nutrients, but if you do have any thyroid-related issue, probably cooking them is the better option. Now, where do we put it? Good calories, good antioxidant, probably the best liver protection with indole-free carbinol, the best calcium of them all. Since it's most commonly eaten raw, it is a goitrogen. I would say for this problem here, eating it raw, it's gonna go into high A tier. If you cook with it, there is a case for low S tier, I think at the same level of broccoli. Now, next one, we have cucumber, and cucumber has only 15 kilocalories, good levels of fiber, excellent beta-carotene, excellent level of vitamin K. Unfortunately, their aura is really bad, 2, 2, 3, it's really terrible. Now, what are they good for? Well, they're good for the water content. There is an average values of vitamins and minerals, very low sodium and very great potassium. Why is this important? Because essentially, like, this is very good for your blood pressure, okay? Now, potassium helps you to go to the toilet. So when you go to the toilet more often, you're gonna lower your blood pressure, okay? Because it's gonna basically to dilute your blood. Whereas sodium causes water retention. So obviously a food which is so good in the combined, let me show you in here, like sodium 2 milligrams, potassium 147, so there is a lot of potassium in here. It can help really, really well with your blood pressure. So where are we gonna put it? Well, they're great in calories, they're great in water content, they're great to potassium to sodium values for the blood pressure, but they're really, really average in everything else. I'm sorry, but their aura is pathetic, and it's gonna go in the bottom of the C tier in a ruthless way. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Finally, we have green beans. So green beans, they have 31 kilocalories, so halfway through everything. They have decent levels of fiber. They have acceptable levels of ORAC, 7, 9, 8, not terrible and not great either. Where they shine is their glycemic index control. What does it mean? So essentially, like every food can be rated, every food on its own can be rated on something called glycemic index and glycemic load, GI and GL. Okay, so like a glycemic index below 55 is considered to be low glycemic. Okay, what does it mean? Which is essentially something that you can eat if you have blood sugar issues. Normally, this is linked to diabetes related issue. Okay, but it can be linked to many other different conditions. Now, green beans, they have a glycemic index of 32.2. Okay, so they are low glycemic index, which means that people with this kind of issues, they can eat them. And they also have a glycemic load. What does it mean? Essentially, it's not only how much sugar they can trigger in the body, but at the same time, they don't really have a lot of sugar to begin with, plus good fiber. And this is really, really good because essentially, just to clarify, the glycemic index is a rating system for the food containing the carbs. It shows you how quickly each food affects your blood sugar, which is the glucose, when the food is eaten on its own. So what happens when you eat sugar? What happens when you eat carbs? Essentially, your body is going to produce an hormone called insulin. Why? Because insulin is going to take that blood sugar when it goes too high and bring the blood sugar back into your cells so it can be used to make energy. Okay, now when people have, for example, type 1 diabetes, their body is not really capable of producing insulin. So what happens when they eat any carb, any sugar? Well, the blood sugar is going to go higher, and that's a problem because there is no way for them to bring it down. So what do they have to do? They have to inject themselves with insulin to lower it. And at a similar extent, it does happen with type 2 diabetes, although normally that is less extreme. So something which is a low GI food can be useful in that specific scenario. Now, where do we put them? Well, they have good calories, they have good fiber, they have average values across the spectrum, but they're really good for blood sugar regulation because they have their low GI, low glycemic index. So I think it's fair to put them into the low B tier. Now we're going to go to our final verdict. So who's the victor here? Well, I think the winner is clearly artichoke, but I'm also a big fan of broccoli. So I'm not willing to give up on broccoli just yet. So you know what? Even if this time here, this is not a draw. This time here, artichoke wins, but I'm also willing to promote broccoli into the Champions League. So both of them pass, but the clear victor in here is artichoke. So to close the video, as a general rule, vegetables, if they are organic, even better. They tend to be a very reasonable choice when it comes to health, and they can be used by most people as a good source of carbs and fiber, and a very, very powerful source of antioxidants. So overall, vegetables are a great choice of food for most people, and they get my thumbs up seal. Now, watch the next video here of the tier list, or if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so here. And finally, let me know in the comments down below which tier list food, which nutrition tier list, what do we want me to discuss next. I will see you in the next video. For now, have a great day and bye-bye.